Hi, I'm glad you're here. People have so many questions about psi, telekinesis, subtle energy, intuitive abilities, and most of the information out there is either overly mystical or overly scientific. And it creates this feeling that these abilities belong to other people, the gifted, the chosen, the extraordinary, but they don't. Psi is human, and it's quiet and subtle, and it works through the same nervous system you use to breathe and focus and learn anything new. And today I wanted to give you a grounded way of understanding it without all the hype and the mystique, just clarity. So let's talk about what psi really is. The first thing to understand is that psi doesn't respond to force. It responds to coherence. And most people try too hard. And I'm a tryhard, so I should know. They push, they strain, they concentrate so intensely that their attention actually becomes fragmented. And telekinesis, subtle perception, intuition, these aren't about overpowering reality. They're about tuning into something your body already knows how to sense. And when your mind and nervous system settle into the same rhythm together, subtle things start to register. And not because you're doing something supernatural, but because you're finally aligned. So coherence is the doorway, not effort. And I should know because I started out efforting, right? Okay, so what are the three biggest myths? Number one, you need special gifts. Oh, no, you don't. What you need is sensitivity, which everyone has, and patience, which can be learned. Sensitivity isn't weakness, it's a sensing capacity. Okay, so understand that first. Myth number two, you have to believe strongly. Nope. Belief is not required. Curiosity is enough. Most people who discover psi don't start with confidence. They start with wonder and play. Myth number three, it takes intense focus to work. No, actually, it's quite the opposite. Over-focusing tightens your attention and collapses your perceptual field. So you don't want to do that. Psi requires soft focus, awareness that widens rather than strains. When you stop trying to prove something and start listening, things will open up. Okay, so what's actually happening in your body when this is going on? Let's talk about this in a simple way. Your nervous system is constantly broadcasting and receiving information. Electrical, magnetic, mechanical, emotional. It's like an antenna. So psi happens when the body is coherent, the mind is quiet enough to notice subtle shifts, and attention becomes receptive rather than forceful. And importantly, when curiosity replaces the pressure that you might feel. So you're not creating psi, you're perceiving interactions that are always happening. The tingling you sometimes feel, the warmth between your hands, the sense of magnetism when we do this, these aren't imaginary. They're sensory registration of subtle electrical and mechanical fields that your body naturally emits. So psi isn't magic. It's human perception refined. Okay, so let's talk about two simple practices you can do. The first is the listening exercise. So take a tiny piece of foil or paper and hold your hand above it. Relaxed, not reaching. Notice warmth, pressure, tingling. Even nothing is something. So you're not trying to move anything. You're just teaching your body to listen. That's it. No pressure. Just discover. Even nothing is something, remember. Practice number two, feeling the field. So rub your hands together lightly. Slow down. Bring them 1 inch apart. Move them further, then closer, then further. This is the chi ball exercise. I'm sure some of you are familiar. Some people feel a cushion, a little push or pull. That's your energy field. So once you can feel, you can shape. But it starts here. So finally, the emotional piece is super important. and that is hope. What discourages people isn't lack of ability, it's expectation. They think if I don't see something dramatic immediately, I must not have the skill. But Psi doesn't begin with drama. It begins with noticing. And small wins matter. A tiny shift, a moment of warmth, a sense of connection, a flicker, maybe a flicker, tiny flicker of movement. These are not failures. They're foundations. So we have to remember that. You're not behind. You're not missing anything. You're learning, and learning is hopeful. Okay, so stay in hope. You don't need confidence. You don't need belief. And you don't need certainty either. You only need curiosity and a willingness to show up gently for yourself. And that's the most important part. Don't judge yourself. If this resonates with you, I'll be sharing more about Psi, human resonance, and subtle abilities in a grounded human way, hopefully. You can explore all of this at whatever pace feels right for your nervous system, and that's important to go just as fast or slow as you need to. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a doorway. And your ability to perceive the subtle isn't something you earn, and it's not reserved for just a few special people. It's something that you uncover. And I'm glad you're here. Magic is just science that we don't understand yet. Arthur C. Clarke, my favorite quote.